Thank you. Order. We come now to the 10-minute rule motion, and it's a pleasure to see and to call Bill Wiggin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move that leave be given for me to bring in a bill to make an offence to consume dog meat and to transport, possess or donate dog meat for the purpose of consumption and for connected purposes. Tragically, 30 million dogs are eaten every year around the world. More than 10 million of these are killed in China alone. In the Republic of Korea, dog meat is the fourth highest consumed meat after pork, beef and chicken. Over 450 tonnes of dog meat were imported to Japan between 1997 and 2017. The dog slaughter industry is worth between 220 and 273 million US dollars. Eating dog meat has long-standing cultural significance in many East Asian countries. Many consumers believe it to have medicinal value and bring good fortune. Yet none of these alleged health benefits have any scientific basis. Instead, eating dog meat fuels an unspeakably cruel trade involving animal torture. It may seem extraordinary, but consuming dog meat is currently not illegal in the UK. Luckily, there is no evidence that dogs are eaten in the UK, yet due to the vile way in which dogs are treated in China, I would like our country to join in setting an example to the world. This is because China argue that until we make it illegal, why should they? 2 months ago, a ban on the humane consumption of dog meat was passed in the United States, following Germany, Austria, South Australia, Taiwan and Hong Kong. This bill is an opportunity for the UK government to join these countries by bringing in a ban. It is particularly important to do this as the conditions under which dogs are farmed, transported and slaughtered are deliberately cruel. It is believed that inflicting suffering raises the animal's adrenaline levels, tenderising the meat and adding medical properties. Therefore, this bill is not just about consuming dogs, but about the extra suffering and cruelty involved. The animal protection organisation, the Humane Society International, has reported the appalling conditions these dogs are subjected to. Usually forced into tiny cages, many dogs suffer broken limbs as they're transported vast distances, often without food or water. Pure sanitation, parasite infestations and disease outbreaks spread quickly in crowded conditions. For example, a study by the National Institute of Hygiene and Epidemiology of Vietnam in 2007 found that 2 out of 10 sick dogs in Hanoi slaughterhouses were rabid. Some dogs are force-fed with a tube down the throat in order to boost their weight before slaughter. Nearly half the dogs die before reaching their final destination. Injured, dehydrated and exhausted, the dogs which are alive then face unspeakably cruel deaths. Routine methods of slaughter include bludgeoning, hanging, boiling, skinning and blowtorching alive. The dogs are then consumed. The city of Yulin in China hosts an annual dog meat festival that is infamous for its inhumane slaughtering methods. These are practiced at over 100 slaughter sites throughout the city, including crowded markets in the streets and outside schools. The dogs, some of which are puppies, are tortured and killed in front of each other. During the 10-day festival, 2,000 to 5,000 dogs are killed per day. Over 230 tonnes of dog meat are consumed each year at this festival alone. And I hope the House would agree that the sheer scale, as well as the unnecessary cruelty, are truly shocking. In the UK, we spend £10 million a year on our 8.9 million pet dogs. They provide companionship, love and a part of the family for many people. Dogs are used by the police, armed forces, in therapy and, of course, as guide dogs. Our laws usually reflect the respect that dogs deserve. This bill fits with our long and proud tradition of support and insistence on the highest standards of animal welfare. As a nation of dog lovers and champions of animal protection, the UK must enact a ban on trading and consuming dog meat. If the animal cruelty was not bad enough, the human suffering cannot go unnoticed. In China, an estimated 70% of dogs slaughtered for consumption are stolen pets. Anybody whose pet has gone missing knows the worry and fear for the future of that loved pet, anguish and concern over what has happened, or simply, where is my dog? At least in the UK, we know that our missing dogs won't be eaten. In China, dog snatching gangs are hired by butchers to supply cheap animals. Increasingly bold, these gangs are often armed with machetes and tasers. The dog meat trade normalises violence and fuels both animal and human abuse. For the sake of the tortured animals, victims of crime and exploited workers, it's vital that the UK takes steps to end this cruel industry. In 2015, the World Dog Alliance organised a petition to urge the South Korean government to act. They received over 100,000 signatures from UK citizens, and in response, the South Korean government closed the nation's biggest dog meat market ahead of the 2018 Winter Olympics. Fortunately, many countries have recognised the value of contributing to this global effort, the United States being the latest to introduce a ban. It was passed 2 months ago, even though, like here, dog meat consumption is not a problem in America. Last week, a group of US congressmen and former Senator Jeff Denham wrote directly to our Prime Minister urging the government to introduce a ban, emphasising the need for international condemnation of dog meat consumption. I am proud to have campaigned for tougher sentences for animal cruelty, and that the mistreatment of animals in the UK and across the globe has always been an important concern for our government. My honourable friend, the member for Clacton, has added an amendment to the Agriculture Bill which will enable the House to support the ban on consuming pets. The honourable member for Strangford will also debate this topic in Westminster Hall on Thursday. It's helpful that this is an issue that has support from MPs from across the House, and it's certainly one that my constituents and the wider population care deeply about. I'm sure that anyone who takes animal welfare seriously would join my colleagues and I in condemning the vile torture and slaughter of dogs. Making it an offence to consume dog meat and to transport, possess or donate dog meat for the purpose of consumption would highlight our country's commitment to outlawing the practice globally and cement the UK as a champion of animal welfare. I beg to move.
Thank you. Order. The question is that the honourable member have leave to bring in the bill. As many as are of that opinion say aye. Aye. Of the contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Who will prepare and bring in the bill?
Giles Watling, Andrew Rosendale, Cheryl Gillen, David Amis, Scott Mann, Ian Little-Granger, Daniel Kawczynski, Henry Bellingham, Damien Moore, Royston Smith, Tracy Crouch, Jim Shannon and myself.
Bill Wiggin.
The bill.
Dog meat consumption offences bill.
Second reading what day?
March.